not really overwhelming to me because, it's sort of a personal issue that you're not usually talking about that to politicians.
Not just politicians, the President of the United States.
Absolutely, and I was not ready to disclose my family situation with him, but because he asked, I couldn't really lie to him. And in Ukraine, the army is 1 million strong, so many men are fighting on the front lines, and the reality is that some of the journalists, female journalists, have their husbands on the front line, and that was my situation. I have 2 children actually. They were 6 when the full-scale war broke out. They were born during the war actually in 2015. Twin daughters, and they are right now in Warsaw with my husband's mom. The situation is okay with them. They are they are secure. Everything's fine. They are thriving, but of course, there are 2 of millions of Ukrainian children who fled the country because of Russian full-scale war.
And they're not with their dad?
They are not with their dad. Sometimes they see him because now people who are serving in the army can actually go abroad and see their families that are abroad. But to me, it's also very personal because as a journalist, I have to be in my home country. I have to be in my homeland. I have to tell the story, and it's really agonizing feeling that I'm not there. I'm not in Ukraine, and you have to choose. And it's really, really hard for me to be in Warsaw. The city is nice, but I have to be in Ukraine, but I can't because no one can care for my children.
And you asked the question, if you dropped me onto the streets of Kyiv right now and I asked any Ukrainian, what do you need? They would say Patriot missiles.
They would say Patriot missiles, and this is correct because, today is the mourning day in Dnipro, in the city of Dnipro. 18 people died in Russian missile attack, and Russia has been pounding Ukraine with missile and drone attacks lately as never before. So many people died in Kyiv, in all big cities, and it's really getting. There's a feeling that it's really getting more dangerous to live in all of Ukraine, and people are getting desperate, and we know from our sources that Ukraine desperately needs more air defense systems like Patriot, at least 10 of them, and we know that it's the US who can provide those, and the question is whether or not the US is willing to sell them. That's why I asked that question, because I know this means life or death for Ukrainians. If there are enough Patriots in Ukraine, it means that more people will survive.